Let me show you one university and how it disrupted the students out of classroom time with a slick, smart design of a student center that puts the students' needs first. This is unlike any student library I think I've ever seen. What were you trying to disrupt?
When you think disruption, it's breaking from the norm, trying to understand how to challenge people to occupy a space quite differently.
It's not like your typical student center. What to you is disruptive about this? What to you is groundbreaking about this building?
The SLC is definitely designed for the students, with the students in mind. They wanted the student experience to be something that thrives in the building. There's like spaces for individual study, there's group study, and each floor has a different environment.
Walk through the front doors. Walk me through the building. What am I going to see floor by floor?
You walk in the front doors into what we call the valley. It's a multi-use space. It's equipped with media presentation technology, lighting grids, speakers. It's surrounded by wood seating, so comfortable, warm. The lower three levels are all sort of looking down at each other. That's also why we call it the valley, because it's a big, tall volume. And it's probably the loudest part of the building. As you go up the building, it's orally zoned. We start really loud, and as we head up, we get quieter and quieter and quieter until we get to the top floor. From there, you head up a grand flight of stairs to the third level, where the DME, the digital media experience, and the DMZ, the digital media zone, are located. The DME is an accumulation of 3D printers, large format plotters, and a 3D mapping sandbox that allows topographical studies and models to be done in a physical way. Great, powerful computers for communal use for the university. It's the first place we've seen that. It has been used overwhelmingly since day one. The fourth floor is called the garden. It's probably the most shocking colored floor in the building. It's really a bright green. It's got quite an amazing feel to it, and people are gravitating to it. One of the biggest challenges here was how to make that kind of community where everything's visible work in a vertical way where you really are separated quite heavily between those spaces. So making them visually distinct was extremely important. Fairly small moves have created really very distinct feelings. Next level up is the sun.
Personally, the sun floor isn't really my favorite. Everything's red and I can't study very well there, but it's still really popular. There's rooms that you can rent out. I've done that a lot of times with my friends where we just book a study space and the entire room is a whiteboard.
There's a green floor, a blue floor, a white floor, and a red floor, and those are wayfinding ways to make sure that people understand where they are in the building. They're not saying, meet me on level 4, they're saying, meet me on the red floor. The top floor is the sky. You may want to sit in the full sunshine while reading a book, but you certainly don't want that when you're in front of your computer screen. That kind of variety of spaces, light's important for, and I'd say the entire facade of the building is designed specifically to create variety in that, but also just make it incredibly bright. The signature space is the beach. There are some traditional tables, but predominantly it's a space with comfy seating, cushions, bean bags, some really low-slung furniture, and students just kind of occupy it however they want to.
What's your favorite space in this building?
My favorite space would be the beach. It's a beach in the city. Like, you can't really argue with that. This floor is really open-ended, really comfy, really inviting, and we love it. We love hanging out here.
See people now, and everywhere through the building, they want to be here. They're sitting around, they're working, they're socializing, they're hanging out. How do you create a space where people want to be?
We've done a lot of academic buildings, and I don't think we've ever had that kind of reaction of, we love to be in your building. It's just opened up my life. My friends and I live there.
What is it about this space that works for you?
It's a space for students to learn, to collaborate, to invent. It's something that is definitely pushing the idea of what a student space is, and I think it's really great.
What were you trying to disrupt in creating this?
Predominantly, we're trying to get people out of their norm, but also really to make the time out of classroom be as important and as productive as the time inside the classroom. I'm Vidila Benelis. This design disrupted academic architecture.